How do you stand out from the crowd in a noisy marketplace and make sure that you are the go-to expert when it comes to selling your services as a healer, an online coach, a spiritual teacher, a mystic, a seer, whatever label you want to give it? Thank you for joining me today. My name is Cindy. I am a universal laws business coach and master numerologist, and I specialize in helping online coaches, healers, and spiritual teachers turn those multi-passionate ideas and cosmic downloads into a full-time gig without that dreaded burnout. And today I want to talk about how to differentiate yourself from the crowd, how to stand out, how to get seen in the marketplace, and how to become the go-to choice for your clients. When they're ready to invest in you, I want them to come talk to you and nobody else. So we need to consider, why would somebody choose to work with you over every other healer, spiritual teacher, and online coach out there? What makes you the only option to work with? Not an option, but the only option. So I want you to think about some of these things that make you special. Now, I know this can be difficult for you, for some people. I know it was challenging for me back in the day, and I know it's very difficult for some of my clients to really look at and kind of stroke your own ego when it comes to what makes you special. Because we know as spiritual beings that we're not special, we are all connected, and yet there is something unique about you. There is something magical about you. So we need to dig in and find out what that is. Now, maybe you already know some of it, but maybe you're just not speaking about it. Maybe you know that your services are absolutely magical and you know how much you can help people, but you're not promoting it and sharing it. Maybe you know some of your unique traits and some of the things that help you stand out, but you're not sharing them. But I want you to consider, what are some of the skills over the years that you've developed that are unique, that help you stand out? For example, and I don't use this in my current career, I can promise you that. But when I was younger, about 12, 13 years old, I was an expert at playing the trumpet, and I played the Bumblebee solo in front of like 300 people on the trumpet. Now, that is not a skill that I currently have today, nor is it one that I use in my business, but it is something that is unique, and it shares a unique side of me. It talks a little bit about who I was as a kid. It helps me stand out, right? I want you to consider, what are some of the strengths that you have that are unique to you. For example, I am ridiculously organized to the detriment of everyone's well-being. I know where everything is in my house, including my fiance's. But it's a strength that helps me in supporting my clients, helps me in my business. It helps me stay organized. And that to me is a huge strength when it comes to business. Maybe think about how long you've been doing what you've been doing, this type of work, this type of training, this type of support and service that you offer to your audience. If you've been doing something for 20 years, 8 years, 4 years, however long you've been doing it, that's going to help differentiate you from maybe a new coach. For example, as a numerologist, I've been doing numerology for almost 8 years at this point, and there are new numerologists coming out on the scene, and I can stand out from the crowd by saying I've got 8 years experience as a numerologist. How many people have you worked with over the years? Maybe you've worked with hundreds of people. Maybe you've worked with thousands of people. But how many people have you worked with? Now, as I'm asking you these questions, don't think that you need to have them all checked off and, oh my God, I haven't worked with 1,000 people. I haven't even worked with 10 people. So obviously I can't stand out from the crowd. That's bullshit. Look at what's unique about you. And if you haven't worked with people, that's okay. Just skip the question, right? And then think about some of the results you've helped people achieve. That will help you stand out. If you're a business coach and you've got financial results to show people, share those. If you're a business coach and you've got testimonials that are talking about how, I thought I was signing up for a business coach, but now I've actually been able to heal the thing that I've been going to therapy for 15 years for. What are some of the results that you've helped people achieve? Maybe you've helped people find their dream house. Maybe you've helped people find their dream partner and get into a relationship that they never thought possible. These are things that help you stand out from the crowd. So I want you to start thinking about these things. So when you think about what makes you different and what makes you in particular different, I also want you to think about what makes your offer different. Now, if you don't have an offer, that's okay, but you can start thinking about, how your work or how the work you want to do might stand out from everybody else. Because you don't want to just offer, 6 one-off sessions, 6 coaching sessions. Nobody's going to buy that. So if you have just 6 coaching sessions or bundles or things like that, it's very difficult to get clients for that, because how are you different than any other person out there? If you are, say, a Reiki practitioner and you've got packages of 3 or 6, first of all, you're only going to sell the package of 3. And what makes you stand out from every other Reiki practitioner that's out there? So what is the result that people achieve after they work with you? Think about that. What are the top 3 reasons why what you do works? And how does your dream client want to feel after they've worked with you? And maybe there's some unique phrases, unique quotes, unique language that you use that makes your offer unique, makes it special, makes it different, makes it stand out. These are all things that you need to think about. And one more thing. The other thing that helps you stand out more than anything else is your energy, your story, your authenticity, and who you are. So rather than trying to fit yourself in the mold of someone else's idea of who you should be, show up and be you. Share your truth, share your story, share the truth of who you are, and share your essence. That alone will stand out above and beyond anything else in the marketplace, especially those who are using AI. We need to out-human the AI, and we do that by being authentic and sharing our weird, wacky, wonderful selves. If you've been following me for any time, you know that I talk very openly about my story of being an ex-cocaine addict, my dad passing away when I was 16 years old. You name the bad decision, Cindy made it, and I moved to a foreign country that had the death penalty if you do drugs in order to get clean. I talk about that story a lot. I am no longer traumatized by that story because I've done the inner work and the forgiveness work around it. So we don't want to share stories and share personal parts of our lives that we're still in active trauma about. But once you've done the work, that story is going to resonate with people and going to help you connect with your audience on a deeper level. So instead of posting how-to posts and tips and tricks and surface level, share your story, share your truth, share your essence, and then talk about what makes you so special, because you are. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope that this helps you in your content and how you're speaking to your audience in all of your conversations. And of course, if you've got questions or you want to know more, just reach out. I am everywhere. You can find me. There is a link in the show notes that you can grab in order to book a call with me. If you are ready, you're like, I am multi-passionate. I've got all these ideas and I have yet to figure out how to put those into something that is succinct and concise. And I really want to create full-time income out of it so that I can be free. If that's the case, if that's you, don't hesitate to reach out. We'll talk soon.